Since their inception in 1998, the Tampa Bay Rays have defied the odds and stood tall above their counterparts in more ways than one. A shining example of their resilience lies in their consistent ability to operate with payrolls that have always been less than the league average. See, throughout their illustrious history, the Rays have predominantly resided in the lower echelons of payroll expenses. In fact, a staggering 16 times during this period, they found themselves nestled among the 3 lowest payroll teams in all of Major League Baseball, a trend that continues to this day. In the current 2023 season, they hold the 28th position with a modest 26-man roster payroll hovering just above $56 million. Now, one might naturally question the fate that typically befalls teams with such meager financial resources, because logic dictates that a team operating within these limitations should struggle to compete against their better-funded adversaries. However, the 2023 iteration of the Tampa Bay Rays has chosen to embark on a journey that defies the conventions of the baseball world. Keep watching to see how that is. See, as the 2023 MLB season loomed, only a handful of die-hard baseball fans dared to place their bets on the Tampa Bay Rays as potential contenders for the coveted World Series title. After all, the Rays were among the unfortunate group of franchises deprived of a championship win. Their odds to claim the ultimate victory were middling at best, lost in the shuffle of the offseason frenzy. Fresh off an 86-76 season, marred by a swift elimination in the wild-card round, the Rays embarked on a rather unremarkable offseason. With one of the most modest payrolls in the league, the prospect of competing against the star-studded powerhouses like the Atlanta Braves, New York Mets, New York Yankees, and San Diego Padres seemed nothing short of a David versus Goliath tale. But oh boy, how the story has unfolded. Only 2 weeks into the regular season, the Tampa Bay Rays defied all expectations, leaving the most fervent believers in utter shock. They started the season with a winning streak of 13 consecutive games, etching their names into the annals of Major League Baseball history, shattering the century-old record for the most consecutive victories to begin a season. At the time of making this video, the Rays have a 31-11 record. They're 19-3 at home and 12-8 on the road. The 2023 American League East standings display a captivating battle for divisional supremacy. At the forefront, the Tampa Bay Rays stand tall with a remarkable record of 32 wins and 11 losses, boasting an impressive winning record percentage of .744. Their stellar performance has positioned them securely at the top of the division, leaving their competitors in their wake. With a recent 2-game winning streak after some losses, the Rays continue to cement their status as the team to beat. In pursuit of the Rays, the Baltimore Orioles have emerged as a formidable contender, occupying the 2nd spot in the standing. Their record of 27 wins and 15 losses translates to a solid winning percentage of .643. The Orioles find themselves 4.5 games behind the Rays, striving to close the gap and challenge for the division lead. With a recent victory, they aim to maintain their upward trajectory and sustain their competitive momentum. Then there's the Toronto Blue Jays, currently in 3rd place, who are determined to make their mark in the division. With 24 wins and 18 losses, they possess a respectable winning percentage of .571. However, they find themselves 7.5 games adrift of the Rays, indicating the significant ground they must cover to contend for the division crown. Despite a recent 2-game losing streak, the Blue Jays are poised to bounce back and reinvigorate their pursuit of divisional success. Meanwhile, the New York Yankees are hot on the heels of their division rivals, occupying the 4th position in the standings. With 25 wins and 19 losses, they maintain a competitive winning percentage of .568. Like the Blue Jays, they're 7.5 games behind the Rays, eager to close the gap and establish themselves as serious contenders. With a recent 2-game winning streak, the Yankees are determined to build upon their success and gain ground in the divisional race. Rounding out the standings, the Boston Red Sox find themselves in 5th place. With 23 wins and 20 losses, they hold a winning percentage of .535. Positioned 9 games behind the division-leading Rays, the Red Sox face an uphill battle to challenge for the top spot. However, with a recent victory, they aim to gather momentum and launch a resurgence in their pursuit of divisional glory. The Tampa Bay Rays are not just winning, they are unleashing a reign of dominance upon their opponents. One has to wonder, is it their hitting prowess that sets them apart? Absolutely. Known more for their strategic play rather than raw power, the Rays have defied expectations by launching an astounding 30 home runs in just 12 games, leaving their rivals in a state of disbelief. Last season's 25th ranked team in home runs has undergone a remarkable transformation, now standing shoulder to shoulder with the most prolific sluggers in the league. In fact, they tied for the record of most home runs hit by any team in their first 11 games. These thunderous hits paved the way for comfortable victories, with an impressive 10 out of 12 wins achieved by a margin of at least 4 runs. With an astonishing 92 runs scored, the Rays lead the majors, leaving their opponents trailing by a staggering margin. While the entire roster is performing admirably, the trio of Brandon Lowe, Yandy Diaz, and Wander Franco has been nothing short of sensational. Lowe and Franco have combined their talents to launch 8 home runs, making the Rays one of the select few teams with 2 players boasting such power. Meanwhile, Diaz has been a force to be reckoned with, consistently crossing home plate and racking up an impressive tally of 12 runs scored. Adding to the spectacle, outfielder Randy Arozarena, whose electrifying defensive prowess captivated fans during the World Baseball Classic, leads the team with a remarkable 15 runs batted in. Remarkably, the Rays are the sole team with 10 players who have smashed at least 2 homers each. Each player in their formidable lineup is a threat, leaving opposing pitchers shivering in their cleats. And what about the Rays' pitching? Like, it has been nothing short of masterful, arguably surpassing the achievements of their offensive counterparts. The Rays have already silenced their opponents 4 times this season, achieving a shutout on each occasion. To put this in perspective, the Washington Nationals, over the course of the entire 162-game season last year, managed only 4 shutouts. The Rays' pitching staff has been nothing short of extraordinary, surrendering a mere 4 home runs so far. This remarkable statistic further solidifies Tampa Bay's claim as the unrivaled pitching powerhouse in all of baseball. As a fan of the game, witnessing the Rays' exceptional performance is nothing short of a spectacle. They've emerged as a force to be reckoned with, shattering expectations and creating waves of controversy. Critics are left in disbelief, unable to comprehend the sheer dominance displayed by this team. The Rays have undoubtedly injected drama and controversy into the baseball world, leaving fans on the edge of their seats, eagerly anticipating what further marvels this extraordinary team will unveil. And sure, the Tampa Bay Rays may not have an extensive history compared to some of the other teams mentioned, but they've made their mark on the baseball landscape. They've reached the World Series twice in their relatively short existence. Their first American League pennant came in 2008, where they fell short against the Phillies in a 5-game World Series. The Rays returned to the Fall Classic in 2020, clinching their second pennant, but ultimately succumbed to the Dodgers in 6 games. While there are no guarantees of a World Series victory or even a playoff berth for the Rays this season, their achievements in the last few games defy expectations given their limitations. This unique Moneyball-style construction of the team has proven that success and dominance can be in fact attained even after breaking the conventional norms of baseball. The 2023 Tampa Bay Rays have demonstrated that it is not only possible to win, but also to dominate, showcasing the potential of this unconventional approach. It remains to be seen if this strategy will yield long-term success for the Rays. If it does, they could become an enduring force in baseball history, forever remembered as the team that revolutionized the game. Here's to hoping they can actually do that, because honestly, that could be one of the biggest surprises in modern baseball history.